Good evening. What surprised you most when you watched Shakhtar's game before this match? And what is the mood in the team before a night like this? Thank you very much.
Is this my
Player.
I think the mood is very positive. We know what we're capable of, and watching Shakhtar, we know how dangerous they are. They're a good team. They played Champions League last year, so we know their qualities, but we're confident.
Thank you. Next question. Ed, do you need a microphone? She's coming round. Thank you.
Hi, Oliver. To start off with, first of all, how is the team feeling? This is a massive game for them. Everyone feel prepared, everyone fit, everyone feeling ready to play?
Yes, we are. As T mentioned, we're all looking forward to this game. It's a big game, semi-final against Shakhtar, and I think when 4 teams are left in a competition, it means the 4 best teams are left, and that's Strasbourg and Vallecano in the other game under semi-final, and Shakhtar and us playing here in Krakow, and we are feeling well. So team is fit, team is looking forward. We have a good mood, we have a great atmosphere. And even when we lost at Liverpool with the performance we showed there, we took a lot of positives into the Shakhtar game. And it's also that the style is a little bit similar. Liverpool playing with wingers, with Salah and Gakpo dribblers. Shakhtar playing with 2 Brazilians, inverted players in a 4-3-3 structure. So this performance at Liverpool gives us a lot of confidence, and then tomorrow is the showdown, semi-final, big game for all of us, big game for Crystal Palace, but like always, that makes it quite easy for us. The approach is the same, so we always want to win every single game, and that's what we want to do tomorrow as well.
Thanks. You've been in some good form again the last few games. You lost to Liverpool the other day, but that was 8 games unbeaten before then. Does it remind you a little bit of last season, at this stage last season, when you had amazing form and obviously ended up winning the FA Cup? Is there the same sort of sense of positivity in the team at the moment?
Yes, it's similar. We're always talking about it. When you have so many games, it's such a long season, it's not possible, almost not possible to play always on the same top level, and then we had a fantastic start into the season, then our form dropped a little bit due to injuries and also playing many games, and we were talking that it's important when the crunch time arrives to be fit, to be in the best possible shape, and this is what the players always were working for, very hard working, very hard training, and always trying to improve, and that's the most important thing, not saying, okay, we just let it go, so really being focused and always try to improve on details, and that's why I think we are in a good shape, we are in a good situation in the Premier League and also, of course, in the Conference League.
And just similar sort of question to T, do you think winning the FA Cup and the Community Shield has given you and the rest of the players that confidence that you can win more trophies?
Definitely. I think winning competitions are the main thing in football, and I think it always gives you confidence. We know this competition is a difficult competition, but we showed last year in the teams we played in the FA Cup that we can match a lot of teams. So I think, it gave us a lot of confidence.
And for the rest of the players as well, do you feel like this is you kind of got that vibe back that you had last year? You know, the team was playing so well, you won the FA Cup. Among you as the players, do you feel that you're on the brink of achieving something again?
Definitely. I think getting into a semi-final of a European competition, you have to be happy, you have to be grateful for what you've achieved so far. So for me, it's my first time, so the only feeling is happiness, to be fair. So, and I think that's the main thing about football. You got to be happy going into any game, any situation.
Thanks. Last one for me. Oliver, obviously it's been a long season, so much has happened, but it's great credit to you that, you look like you'd fallen out with the chairman and everything earlier in the season, but great credit to you that you've managed to get everybody back singing from the same hymn sheet, in the same direction. How have you managed to do that?
Oh no, I never fell out with the chairman, so we're just some discussions, and that's normal, and if you're always hugging each other the whole time, then maybe you don't get the best output. So we always have the same goal, that is playing the best possible season with Crystal Palace, and the rest, players make it so easy for me because they're always listening, they're always giving their best in every single training, and if I have the feeling they're down to, I kick them a little bit, so that's fine. No, but it's really, it's easy, yeah, and because I really like and love to manage this group of players, because they give so much back with their attitude, and we're always talking about it. I honestly always looking for the perfect game, but we never played it, and nowhere. And I'm really very, very pushing and demanding, and the players always try to improve, and always, so that it's really, I love to work with these players. So they're hardworking, but we also have fun, are laughing together, and that's what it's all about, enjoying your job, but enjoying our life, and that's what he said, it's also supporting players, playing the first European competition and going very far, and with a few players who gave their debut for their country, and so this is what I really like as a manager, that I and we, together with my staff, that we can support the players and have a great time together.
Thank you. Gentleman there. Okay.
Good evening. My question is for the main coach. You played against Dynamo Kiev in Lublin this season, and now Shakhtar. In your opinion, are these teams similar in the same way?
Yes and no. Because usually they play both in a 4-3-3 system, but Dynamo Kiev changed it against us. They played a back five, so we were really surprised. And I think, so I always have huge respect for every opposition, but I honestly think the individual quality of Shakhtar Donetsk is a bit higher compared to Dynamo Kiev. I also think you can see it in the league table. I don't know exactly, but I think they're 15 points ahead or something now. And the mix in the team of Shakhtar is quite interesting, let's say, playing with experienced Ukrainian players, Ukrainian internationals, usually goalkeeper, both center backs, number 6, and then depending 6 or 7 young Brazilian players, technical players, quick players. Also credit to the manager, to Arda Turan. I think it's not just technical football. This team is also really very hard-working in defense, a clear structure defensively, playing in a 4-4-2 block, and then really shifting well and very tight, so that you don't find space easily, and then waiting for the transitions with the quick players. So it will be a great challenge for all of us, but I think that Shakhtar is a bit ahead compared to Dynamo Kiev.
Okay, gentleman next door. Yeah.
Yeah, Oliver, good evening. You faced Shakhtar in 2019-20 season with Wolfsburg. Could you remember that Shakhtar team and compare it with the current one?
Yes, I can remember. It was 2 very hurtful defeats, 2-1 at Wolfsburg, and this was almost the last game before COVID came, and that was a little bit strange because the second leg was 6-7 months later, or even more. It was in July then, and we had to play in Kiev. No fans were allowed, and we lost 3-0. We had no chance there, and I remember just Tyson played at that time, so also it was similar. Shakhtar, I think, is always famous for having the best Ukrainian players, and then many very talented Brazilian players. This is now for years, and that's why they are used to win the league, and they are used to play Champions League football. And I think that's what they showed in the whole competition in the Conference League, that I think this is the team with the highest possession, so they like to have the ball, they want to play quick. have a lot of dribblers, and this was the same 2019. But I think also compared to the Wolfsburg side that we are a little bit further as Crystal Palace than we were at that time with VfL Wolfsburg.
Thank you. Andy?
Okay, Tyrick, before the Liverpool game, the gaffer said that you can be relied on, you're consistent and you're working at a high and a good standard. Can you just tell us what those words mean to you and what has the coach, Oliver Glasner, helped you with this season? I know in the Conference League you've got a couple of goals and assists as well, and you talked about getting in the box more as well.
I think the gaffer has been massive for me since he's come in, especially with his attention to detail. I think that's one of the main things. I know exactly what I have to do in the game and what he expects from me, so it's easy for him to depend on me when I know exactly what he needs from me. So I think that's one of the main things this season and previous seasons, and just getting better at what he's telling me, because he's someone that knows a lot about football. He knows a lot about winning European competitions, so it's just about listening to him and following what he wants me to do on the pitch.
And obviously he's mentioned that he's leaving at the end of the season. What would it mean for the players? I know you all want to win every game and trophies, but what would it mean to send Oliver away with another trophy?
That's one of the main reasons to win the competition for ourselves and for the gaffer, because we see every day how much effort he puts into us, how much dedication he has for us. So I think that would be one of the best send-offs to win the competition and, yeah, basically win the competition for him and for his staff.
Thanks, Ty. And Coach, can you just give us an injury update on Evan and then anything else, perhaps even Ty and some other injuries that you have? Thanks.
Yeah, I always have to be very careful what I'm saying before, because I said T is very reliable, and then he had to get off at halftime. And the last time I said, I don't expect the 3-3 against Bournemouth, and we played 3-3. So, no, Evan is progressing. And also I told it's usually, with the injury he has, it's really normally not possible that he could play the second leg against Shakhtar, but then we said okay, because it's end of the season and he wants to be part of it, that we are really very aggressive in the rehab. So he's already on the pitch working there, and it looks good. There's no reaction in his knee, and so we're working towards the second leg being maybe available for a few minutes on the bench, because we know and we have seen that he can have a big impact in our attacking game with scoring goals and creating assists. And so if we need this, what I always hope that we don't, but football is football, and it, of course it can happen, that he's then available.
You're now down to single figures in games left with Palace. What do you hope to take back next week to South London, and what do you hope to see your team do tomorrow? And is it in your head at all that you're only got a few games left with the team now? Thank you.
No, just focused on tomorrow, and the message is always the same, so we don't talk about the results. So I expect that the decision will be taken at Selhurst, not in the first leg, and the message is always be yourself, play our style, play our football, express yourself, play with confidence, try to score goals. Of course, defend as a team, work very hard to avoid chances for the opposition, but the most important thing is play our style. So why we are here where we are is because we created our personality, our identity in the way we want to play, and so it would be completely nonsense if we change it now because we have a semi-final or even before the final. So we always say, okay, we play our way, and then it's sports, you can lose and you can win. But I think if you don't show your personality and your identity, then you can lose twice. This is what we never want.
Mr. Oliver, good evening. You have already won a European trophy with Eintracht Frankfurt. What is the most important thing that you learned from that journey? And in England, people may not watch Ukrainian football every week, but what should people understand about Shakhtar and Ukrainian teams? Thank you very much.
Yes, I think it's winning the Europa League was an experience that helped me learning as a manager. Like every experience in our life helps us to learn and to grow as a person, and this is what did the European journey with Frankfurt, and the similarities, maybe the spirit and the togetherness and the great character of the team, and that's why we are now playing a semi-final with Crystal Palace. And yeah, about Ukrainian football, it's I think, let's say, for me it's not so easy to talk about Ukrainian football, because it's a much more important topic that should be solved before we talk about football. But I have huge respect for everyone that the football league is still going on and can be played with all with the war going on there. And Ukrainian football is a very technical football. Is also the national team is playing very technical, and I remember they lost just against Sweden with almost 70% possession, so it's very possession based, or we're usually playing in a 4-3-3. Yeah, Shakhtar is maybe the top team in the Ukrainian league. I think this year is, and please forgive me, I don't know exactly the names of the second and the third, because I think Dynamo Kiev is fourth, but we watched not just the Conference League games. I watched the game, they won 3-1, which I think they made 8 changes in the last game, and also against, I think it was Polissa, when they drew 2-2, when I'm right. So we watched also the Ukrainian league games, and we are well prepared. I think that my staff really is always very well prepared, watching many games, and also that where we can see what are their strengths and also what maybe are their weaknesses. But Ukrainian football for me is a very technical football, very possession-based football, and this Shakhtar, of course, with all their Brazilian players, is the same.
Thank you.
Good evening. My question to the coach. Could you identify who the main threat is among the opponent's players?
Well, yeah, to be honest, they have many threats. The striker, Elias or Traoré, their wingers, they always play with inverted wingers. Alisson, left foot, of course, then Palmeiras. So we don't know exactly because they're always rotating, but usually Palmeiras. Then they have good midfielders, always attacking the box, with Isaac or Pedrinho didn't play, wasn't involved in the last game, so I don't know if he's available tomorrow. Then they have very attacking fullbacks, with Henryk on the left, and so the style, for me, the style is very important, and they play with wide wingers, but also have good rotations, always making runs in behind, then having the centre backs always driving the ball into midfield, and then not just passing wide, always playing, try to find the players in the pocket with quick combinations, 1-2 touches, and then always trying to find the opposite side with their 8 or the far winger, and then getting into the box. So they are used to play in the middle of the pitch, so they don't like to cross. So their way is with either dribbling or small combinations with 1-2 touches, and this is what we have to control. This is what we showed the players. This is the style, and I expect they don't change the style. I think they can't change their styles because they don't have a 2-meter tall number 9 in the middle, so they won't start crossing tomorrow. They want to play on the grass with quick combinations or dribblings, and this is what we have to control. And on the other side, we think we found a few topics where we can create our chances, and then it's up to us to take advantage from this.
Thank you. Gentleman now.
Question for the coach. I was on the match against Dynamo Kiev and Lublin and asked you if you believe that your team could win the Conference League. What do you think now?
Yeah, now it's closer, definitely. What did I answer to your question? What did I respond to your question? Yes, and what did I say to you when you asked me this?
Yeah.
You said that it will be a very long road for your team in the conference.
Yeah, the road is shorter. Now, I think it's almost as cold as at that time in Lublin, but it's pretty clear. So always when you enter a competition, for me it just makes sense to try to win it. Yeah, but I don't like to talk about it in September. And of course, the closer you come, then the more you want it. And when you play a semi-finals, it just makes sense. I think all 4 teams will say the same and say, I want to play the final, because nobody will say, okay, it's fine playing the semi-final and lose. And that's why we are here. And this is the goal. If we can achieve it, I don't know, because I think all teams who are in the competition right now deserve to be there, because they played a great group stage and always won the duels in the knockout stages. And then let's see. So what we really try to avoid is then talking about winning something. So we really always try to focus on what we want to do, what we have to do on the pitch to get the best possible outcome and the best possible result. And that's always the consequence of the performance. And then at the end, and this is always the message to the players, is at the end you always get what you deserve. And we will have, I think we have huge desire, we have really the confidence and the belief that we can win against Shakhtar Donetsk, but we also have huge respect for the way they are playing, and this is really massive.
Okay, last couple of questions. This gentleman.
My question for coach, do Shakhtar have a distinctive quality that sets them apart from other European opponents? Do Shakhtar have a distinctive quality that sets them apart from other European opponents?
Distinctive quality?
Yep. Distinctive quality, yep.
Yes, Shakhtar showed, especially now in the knockout stage, and we played AZ Alkmaar in the group stage, and we know how good they are. And especially here in the first leg when they won 3-0, they had a very good performance. But also when we watched I watched the full game. I think AZ Alkmaar had 2 big chances when it was still 0-0. But yes, they have a lot of quality. Is the team with the most dribbles in the most dribbles won in the Conference League. Is the team with the highest possession in the Conference League. Is the teams, I think, in the top 3 with the highest intensity in the Conference League. So that means they're top in many very important parts, and that's why we have huge respect. But on the other side, we always have the confidence and the belief that we are able to win against every single team if we perform on our best level, and that's what we will try tomorrow.
Thank you. Last one there. Thank you.
Good evening. Question to the coach. You had 1 more day rest than Shakhtar because you have played in Saturday, and in addition, Shakhtar had a long journey with the bus. How you can think how it can affect tomorrow match?
No, doesn't affect at all. I think Shakhtar, and they made many changes, so I think they had 7 or 8 changes. I expect tomorrow a different starting lineup, as most of the players will be different. They also then made a few substitutions, and I think in the last weeks, and it was very difficult because I usually ask my analysts, so what is their best starting lineup? And they said, oh, it's not so easy because they're always rotating, because also they played many games. And I think when you play a semi-final, I think we could play today, and we would be motivated and competitive tomorrow. because then you have the adrenaline, that's what taught the players today. And when we all were boys, that's why we started playing football. When you watch on TV, then you watch these kind of games, playing semi-final in the European competition. So then there is no reason for being fatigued. There is no reason for not enjoying it. And this is our approach. This is my approach. Never forget why we started to play football. And I remember it's many years ago when I was a small boy, but I was sitting in front of the TV with big eyes and then watching all these European football games. And now I can be part of it, and still I'm over 50 now, but I'm enjoying these kind of games. And I heard, and it was really, I'm pleased that the stadium will be quite full tomorrow. This is what we all want, full stadium, great atmosphere, two great teams, semi-finals, so play for silverware, and it's the best what we can have. And that's why I think both teams will be on the top level tomorrow.
Thank you very much, everyone.